Birds flying high, you know how I feel.
Hello, Thumbs here. I'm going to go over a brief summary of the Yurt workshops that I'll be hosting, and this is just meant to give you an idea of the kind of topics I'll be covering to see if this workshop is right for you. So one of the key things to share is that I'm not simply going to get right into the nuts and bolts of building a yurt, but I'm also going to cover Mongolian and general Siberian nomad culture that inspired this design, from the climate to the migratory culture. All of these had a huge influence on the structure. And in understanding those influences, you'll understand why the structures have certain shapes and certain characteristics, which will allow you to further design one that fits your needs. It's important for me to cover what the state of the modern nomad is in Siberia, because there's a lot of things that we've benefited from during globalization that have been a detriment to nomadic culture that is still around but struggling today. And then I will go into the mathematics of how to decide on the height of the wall of your yurt and the angle of the lattice and all these little nuances that once you understand the formulas will make it far easier to make sure your final product matches what you were hoping to get. And then we'll go over the aspects of actually building the yurt. So everything from the more simple components of how to tie the knots to weave the lattice together, to more advanced things if you're interested about wood steaming and mortise and tenon joinery, and even some of the patterns for sewing your own yurt textile covers. And finally, if we have enough time, if you're joining for a longer workshop, we'll actually get into the first stages of setting up a yurt, because there's endless little nuggets of wisdom that only come from actually setting it up, and you understand how all of the interlocking parts are making the structure stronger, and the order of each of these components is important to get right, so that in the end you get an incredibly lightweight and yet durable home or office or art studio, whatever it is that you're seeking to build. So I'm really looking forward. I hope this is right for you, and I'd love to see you at the Yurt building workshop. Cheers.